Hello, welcome back to Let's Talk About Scams. This is Joyce Petrowski, founder of R.O.S.E Resources Outreach to Safeguard the Elderly. Today, I wanted to talk to you about two different scams. One is the Look Who Died scam that's been going around on Facebook, and the other one is what's called bank jugging, which the Chandler Police Department has put a warning out about. So first, let's talk about the Look Who Died scam. So I'm sure a lot of you out there, if you're on Facebook and you have the Messenger app, you've received a message on your Facebook Messenger app saying, "Look who died," and then there's a link. Well, that grabs your attention because you're thinking it's a friend because they're connecting with you on Facebook. And so you're curious, but you're like, "Oh my gosh, who died? What happened?" And so you automatically want to click on that link. Well, what happens when you click on that link is that it's going to ask you for your Facebook credentials to get in and read the article. And what's that's doing with the scam is it's giving the scammer access to your Facebook credentials because it's not a real article. And just also so you'll know, if you hear any noises during this podcast, I'm actually reading from an article from Kurt, the cyber guy, on when he put this information out about the Look Who Died scam. So you might hear some paper shuffling. And if you're watching this on video, you might see me look down and do some reading. So just a heads up. But anyways, on the Look Who Died scam, scammers, if you click on that link and you put your Facebook credentials in, they now have your username and password for your Facebook account. And they can gain access to your account and all of the personal data that you have there on that Facebook account in your settings. Plus, they're going to be able to look at all of your friends that you're with on Facebook, so then they can start forwarding messages to your friends like it's coming from you, asking for money, asking for information, or they could do the whole Look Who Died scam, saying it's coming from you, which is going to make somebody, one of your friends or your connections on Facebook, going to want to make them just open it up because it's coming from you, so they're trusting it. So what should you do if you accidentally clicked on that link? Well, first of all, you need to report it to Facebook. They need to have as much information on this as possible so they can take down these sites that are putting these messages through. The next thing you should do right away is you need to change your password on Facebook immediately. Get in there, change your password. Okay? Because remember, whoever it is that's behind that bogus article link on the Look Who Died scam, they have your username and password. So you're going to want to change your password right away. If you're not sure how to go in and change your password, well, here's some steps for doing it. So you click on your profile icon, and then you click on Settings and Privacy, and then click on Settings, and it'll come up with Passwords and Security. Again, you select Passwords and Security, and you click Change Your Password. And you choose the account if you have more than one account on there. You have to type in your current password, but then you want to type in the new password that you want to use. And then click Change Password to confirm. Now, this is probably the first step you're going to want to take, because if the scammer has your information, they're going to get in there as quick as possible and want to be changing the password, which then is going to lock you out because you're not going to know what they changed it to. And you're going to want to check, have you given authorization on other apps to your Facebook account? So like Instagram, Twitter, they might have access to your Facebook account. Sometimes you'll see when you go to log in to other accounts, not just Instagram and Twitter, that it'll say, do you want to log in through Facebook? Well, if you're doing that, then now the scammer has access to all of these other apps that you've given access to Facebook. So you need to go into those apps and you need to change your password on those immediately. And you might want to consider using a password manager, because remember what we tell you? That you should have a strong, unique password for every account. And I know it's very hard to keep track of all of those passwords for all of the different accounts you have. So you might want to consider using a password manager or a password vault that's going to store all of your login information for all your different accounts. And then you only have to remember that one password to that password manager or password vault. Now, keep in mind, with anything that is on the internet, anything that is connected to the internet is susceptible to being hacked. So you need to weigh the pros and cons. You need to look at the different password managers and vaults that are out there. And if you want to use one, you need to figure out which one is going to be best suited for you. You can find a resource on our website, roseadvocacy.org, under resources, that talks about some different password managers or vaults and why you would want to use them. So Facebook also allows you to implement two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. And if you remember when we've talked about that, that's an added layer of security for your account. Okay? So it's a unique code that after you've entered your username and password, you are still not going to be able to get into that account, whether it's Facebook or another account, until you have that multi-factor or two-factor authentication code. And there's different ways you can use authenticator apps. You can have it texted to you. Now, I will tell you, they say that the authenticator apps are more secure than having it texted, because texting the code, if the scammer has access to your phone, then they might be able to see that, or they've caught on to it and they've been very sneaky and clever about impersonating whatever company it is, that account you're implementing the two-factor authentication on, in order to get you to give them that code. The authenticator apps, those codes usually only last for maybe 20 or 30 seconds, and then they're done. There's a new code automatically generated. So again, it's an added security measure. I know it takes a little bit more work, one more step, but it does help you secure your accounts. So please consider using that. And make sure you have good antivirus software on all of your devices. There's a lot of free antivirus softwares out there, and then there's paid subscriptions to antivirus. And they're all different rates. They all have different security features. They have different benefits to you. Some of these antivirus softwares, when you get them and you have them on your device, they are not automatically running in the background. And you want an antivirus software that is going to automatically run, because it will be better apt to catch these malicious websites, these malicious links that you've clicked on. If you have one that does not automatically run, it is not going to catch these unless you go in and you tell the software to scan your computer. And it's only going to scan when you tell it to scan. So it's not going to be running all of the time in order to pick these malicious websites and links up to warn you to say, are you sure you want to click on this? We've detected it's a malicious website or a malicious link. If the antivirus software is not on, you are not going to get those warnings. So please be very careful when you're selecting an antivirus software that you make sure it is on all the time and running all the time so it can protect your devices. And yes, you can get antivirus software for your mobile phones. Another thing with this Look Who Died scam is you actually might see your name tagged in one of those messages that someone else sent out. Now, again, it's the scammer that's doing it because they've gotten access to one of your connections' Facebook account and saw that you were a friend on there. So you can remove the tag from the post by going to the post that you're tagged in, click on the three dots in the top right corner of the post, and click on Remove Tag, and then OK to confirm. So that's how you can remove the tag. But you might want to go into the Facebook settings and say that you want to review every post that you are tagged in. And I actually do that on mine. And so those posts will not hit my Facebook timeline or, won't hit my account until I have gone in and reviewed it and either said hide the post or go ahead and add it to my profile. So you might want to consider turning that on as well. If you want to prevent some unwanted tags in the future, you can turn on the option to review the tags, like I just said, that are added to your post. So here's some instructions. You click on the down arrow in the top right corner of Facebook, click on Settings and Privacy, and then Settings, and click on Timeline and Tagging. Under the Review, you're going to want to turn on the option to review tags that people add to your post before the tags appear on Facebook. So that's exactly what I just mentioned to you about. That is your way to review everything before it hits your timeline. You're going to want to go to the down arrow in the top right corner of Facebook, select Settings and Privacy, and then select Settings and click on Timeline and Tagging. And then under the Review, you're going to turn on the option to review the tags that people add to your post before the tags appear on Facebook. Turn that on. So then you can review any post that has tagged you before it actually hits your timeline. All right. So now on to the second scam that I mentioned is what they call bank jugging. So the Chandler Police Department actually have seen an uptick in this crime that's called bank jugging. What is bank jugging? I personally had never heard of it, but it's when criminals target the bank customers. They follow them and then they rob them. So that's pretty scary that this is now in person, that they're watching you at the bank and they're following you and then they want to rob you. So you need to be very careful. You need to be very aware of your surroundings. So here's the safety alert from the Chandler Police Department, and it's on their social media pages if you want to look it up. But it says, be aware of your surroundings. Conceal any money that you've taken out when leaving the bank. Change up your banking routine. If you go to the bank on the same day, the same time, every week, twice a week, once a month, however, change it up. Don't show somebody your routine. Go straight to whatever destination you're going to after you leave the bank with the cash. And do not leave the cash in your vehicle, and avoid making stops along the way. And this is if you are going to the bank in person and you're taking money out. Criminals are watching this, and they're going to follow you. They're looking to follow you because they want that money that you've just taken out. So please be extremely careful about this. Again, you can go to the Chandler Police Department's social media page for this information. And we, again, have shared it on our social media pages as well. It's called bank jugging. Please be very, very careful with this. Thank you for listening to the Let's Talk About Scams podcast. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button, because you're not going to want to miss any one of our bi-weekly episodes that helps you better protect yourself and your hard-earned assets and your family members from scams. Thank you.